The UFL championship. Now, you guys, I don't know if you know, but way back in the day, spring of 2020, February of 2020 to be specific, the XFL had just come back, making a return, obviously, under the rock after it had been in the doldrums for 2 decades after the original Vince McMahon promotion folded. And I was on the air in college, Black Squirrel Radio, talking about the UFL. And before the COVID-19 pandemic took the UFL and basically forced it to go away again for a couple of years, um, I kind of liked the XFL. I did not think that it was a bad product. I thought that there was some good quality football in it, and I thought it could work if given more time. Then the USFL came out, and I just thought, I think people are tired of spring football. I get the attempt when it comes to sports gambling and all that, but the USFL, excuse me, did not have as much talent as the XF or yeah, as the XFL, as there was 2 leagues now going on at the same time. The quality of football was just not great. Nobody really watched either week. Well, now you merge the USFL and you merge the XFL together and you get the UFL, and the quality of football between those eight teams, it may not be quite at the college level. It may be, D2 college level, but I gotta tell you, there are football players in that league. Of course, Anthony McFarland, AJ McCarron. There's some other, well-known players in there, and there's some players that just got picked up off the practice squad um for other NFL teams. Yesterday's the UFFL or the UFL, excuse me, um segment concluded there with the championship game. But I was watching a little bit. I didn't watch much of the regular season, admittedly, but I did watch, the playoff games. I watched the conference semifinals, and I watched the UFL championship game, which of course saw the Birmingham Stallions win their third straight championship, two in the USFL now, one in the UFL under Skip Holtz, of course, the son of the legendary Lou Holtz, and Wade Phillips, by the way, for San Antonio, the longtime, obviously, defensive coordinator slash head coach, whether it's in Dallas, Denver, other places, was the head coach for that team. So there's some legitimate names. And, I think the thing that the UFL will do the most is maybe provide some practice squad players for the NFL. The NFL, we know they love to steal from spring football leagues whatever they can. They stole the old XFL, as well as the current UFL kickoff. They're stealing the technology that they're going to use to move the chains this year instead of bringing out actual chains. We're going to see how that's going to work. But in general, I think out of all the weeks, the XFL, the USFL, and now the UFL, because of the fact you're merging two leagues and you're getting more competition, and because of the fact that this did not start right after the Super Bowl, you're not getting football fatigue. This started in April, around the NFL draft. We lead the Super Bowl, we go into free agency, and then we get into the draft. There's a lot of football talk. NBA playoffs are starting up, but we know that the NBA audience is significantly less than the NFL audience. And the UFL, I gotta tell you what, pulling in over 1 million viewers for the two conference semifinal games, 1.5 million viewers at its peak for the national championship game. Is incredible ratings when they were getting 800, 700 views last year for both leagues, and that's at tops. To put this rating in perspective, it is double what AEW and some of these other, minor league professional wrestling promotions, and it can match sometimes what a, Sunday Night Baseball, if it's two low teams, can do. So it's impressive ratings. We know America loves football. I talk about it all the time. Football is the number one sport in this country by a mile. We like the NBA. The NBA seems to be more diverse than baseball. I actually think more people now like baseball more than basketball, but baseball is a hard watch on TV. I think the pitch clock has done it good to bring some casual fans back to the game. but I think the UFL is here to stay. I think that they're going to grow on it. I would love to see the NFL eventually dive into, hey, the UFL is going to be a developmental league. Maybe we do get 32 teams. There's a lot of football players out there, right? From the CFL to the fan controlled football league to all these other, football leagues that are out there. There's a ton of football teams. Again, do we get to a point where it's a 32 team league? Everybody has their own minor league team. Probably not, but is this gonna be, hey, 10 team, 12 team developmental league, and whoever had the worst record last year gets their first crack at players or something like that. I don't know how the NFL would do it. But for the NFL to embrace the UFL the way they embrace college football, I think would be a smart move. Again, fans don't love to bet on football because of the scoring in football. You can only score. You can score by an extra point, but you have to get a touchdown for that. You can score by a safety, but it's very rare. So usually in football, the scoring will go 3, 6, or 7, which makes it easier to bet because it's easier to tell by the point spread, in my opinion, when it comes to football. Player props are obviously always a good thing to bet on. So I think, again, sports betting, good quality of football. The fact that it's on in the spring when the NBA playoffs are going on, a little bit after the NFL draft, we don't have so much NFL/college football fatigue, sort of a downtime in the football calendar per se. So I'm happy and I'm glad because I thought if the UFL bombed, it was going to be it. And I thought Fox, ESPN, ABC, they all did a great job promoting it. And overall, I think the UFL was a hit in year one. Like that clip from the Brands World podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brands World podcast right here on YouTube.